Hi friends. All right, you're doing awesome with your tally graphs. We're going to keep going today with those. We're going to turn to page 608. We're going to finish the making tally graphs lessons, and then we're going to do some practice and homework. So let's look at the top of page 608. We're going to look at how we analyze relationships. So we're going to look at our tally chart and we're going to kind of analyze it and really think about what it's showing us. So it says Jenna asked 10 friends to choose their favorite subject. She will ask 10 more children. So we did this yesterday when we had to use the graph to think about what that would mean if we ask more people. How can we use that to help us predict what other students may choose? So if we look, we're going to see math, reading, and science as our favorite subject options. What you're going to do is you want to look at each tally mark set and you want to just write the totals over at the side, which I know you guys are awesome at. So you're just counting your tallies and writing it. And we're going to use this information to then answer and predict what we think might happen if she asked 10 more friends the same question. So once you finish your totals, you can work on the next 3 problems with me. So go ahead and pause if you're still counting. For number 9, it says, predict which subject will children most likely choose. So for this one, we're predicting what we think the children will choose if 10 more are asked the same question. So if we look at our graph, we want to use the information we have to make the most logical guess. What makes the most sense based on what we see? So I see my tally marks, and if I use those, I'm going to say, I can tell that more children chose one subject. I want you to look and see, what did most children choose for the first 10? Can you point to that subject? Now, thinking logically, I realize that if the most children chose it the first time, a great prediction is that the most children will choose it again. So on that line, I want to write the subject I think the most children will choose again. And it makes the most sense that it would be the subject that was the most popular to begin with. Number 10 says, predict which subject will children least likely choose. Now, this one's a little trickier because I notice that my lower subjects have the same number. So for that one, you kind of get to make a guess. Maybe you use your own thinking for that. But what do you think might be least likely to be chosen between math, reading, and science if I use that? So that one, you're going to make your own prediction and maybe use your own thinking. What subject do you, out of those two, maybe are you less likely to choose? So if I look, I see my lowest 2 are reading and science. So what do you think? Which one might be the least likely? Again, this is kind of your own idea. So it's not always going to be right and wrong. You kind of are making a prediction. And remember, those don't always have to be exactly the same as everyone else's. Next, it says, how can you prove if your prediction is good? And this is a funny question, but what they're asking is, how do you know that when you predicted the most children would choose the higher number, how is that a good prediction? So I want you to think about how we can say, I knew that the most children chose this first, so my prediction made sense because I figure more children will choose it again. Or my prediction was that less children would choose this subject because I noticed in the graph that less children chose it. So you're really just saying how you used the information up top to help you make your prediction. Just explain how you did that in a sentence. So go ahead and write your sentence, and then we're going to do number 12 together, okay? For number 12, it says complete the tally chart to show the number of votes. So this time they kind of flip-flopped it. Normally we're writing the totals. This time the totals are already there, and they want you to just make the tallies to match it. So they helped you with apple and showed you 4, but for bananas, I want you to show me 5 tally marks. And for grapes, I want you to show me 2 tally marks. So easy peasy. Go ahead and make your tally marks, and then we're going to go to page 609, okay?